Hello, everyone. This is video exclusive number 9 for the month of August 2025. Today is Monday, August 25th. I just want to say also uh, behind the scenes video. This is video exclusive number 9. I think I already said that, right? Later today, Monday, August 25th, we'll be dropping behind the scenes sneak peek video for season 3, August special 6, regular Constitutionalist podcast guest special number 6 for the month, which will drop Thursday, August 28th. But the behind the scenes sneak peeks, behind the scenes sneak peek, yes, I already said that, for that episode will drop later tonight. Couple things. First, I wanted to talk about the Intel situation, right? Trump is taking U.S. taxpayer dollar and putting it into Intel, presumably an investment, right? We're not for communism and socialism where the government partially or fully controls the means of production and operation of business. We're not for that. I'm against this. But it's not the first time. It's not, you leftards, unprecedented. Oh my God, Yeti opposes Mondani, who wants government run groceries. Not the same thing. It's not wholly owning and running Intel like my madman dummy would be, and go to Blogspot for my piece on Madman's Dummy, New York Idiocy. Not the same thing. And it's not the first time, right? Chrysler in the 80s, when they were going to go bankrupt, the government invested, propped them up, got supposedly paid back. Yeah, right. Sure. Sure we did. Yeah, At any rate, right? 2008, the housing bubble causing problems. Lehman Marcus was the one that went completely under, or were they one that got the bailout? I don't, right? TARP, that I criticized G.W. Bush for. TARP, massive government spending, unconstitutional, not what the government's supposed to be doing. But of course, GW was okay as president up to that point, and then his rhino flag started flying, and we got the TARP thing and investments in company. Right now, it's not like the steel thing with the Trump tariffs to protect steel markets. That is a national security defense issue. We need to keep steel manufacturing in the United States. So what did Trump do? Impose tariffs to help U.S. steel makers. And then we got the Nippon not merger, they blocked the merger, but Nippon investing in U.S. steel. And I support that. I'm for that. Keeping the jobs here, keeping the ownership here. Nippon isn't taking over U.S. steel, and completely different the tariff protections than if Trump would have taken money and put it into U.S. steel like we're doing in Intel. No, not the same. Not the same. Big BFD, right? Not big deal, big difference, right? Same with oil. Yes, we subsidize oil because oil for like the last 100+ years has been the underpinning driver of our entire economy. The automotive industry depends on it. Plastics industry depends on it. Synthetic pills deliveries depend on it. Synthetic clothing, this isn't, I don't think is part polyester, but part dependent on oil. That is different than investing in directly in American Eagle or U.S. Steel or Mobil Oil or Standard Oil. Big difference, and big difference than your climate tardism, fake fraud, climate hoax spending, where you put all kinds of money available, and Solyndra and others are created as new companies out of whole cloth. They launder money to friends, family, and donors of left-wing politicians, and then a few years later, it goes belly up and bankrupt because it served its money laundering, its real purpose. Big difference. Okay, where's it? Check mark on Intel. I made a few notes. I went and paid my property tax. Don't get me started on that. $1,800 in property tax, but next spring when I file my tax return under Michigan law, I'll get most of that $1,800 back because I'm on disability, right? Well, why then am I paying it to you up front in the first place? That isn't even on my notes, but my notes are written on the property tax envelope. All right. Next. What next? Texas redistribution. All right. Yeah. So before I forget, beforeitsnews.com, I write there. You can also go to savageunfiltered.com, the blogs. But a warning, Texas redistricting. No, Croco shit and Al Green have not lost their seats. We hope the redistricting will result in them losing their seat in Congress, but no, they are not going anywhere. And no, they're not blocked from running for Congress again in another seat. Now, we hope the way that the lines have been redrawn, it will be harder for Green and Crockett. They will have to run in another blue, if they try to run for a red district, they're most likely done. They're most likely through. But you don't have to live in the district you represent. Look at Maxine Waters. She lives in a very nice, high, elitist, gated community, not in her district. Same with Piglosi, doesn't actually live in her district. She lives in a nice gated community where she's protected, right? So they can run for another blue district in a primary, presumably against other Democrats. So somebody will lose the seat, but not necessarily Green or Crockett. And certainly they're not removed. The only way you lose the seat is through a vote of the people. Someone else is voted in, or like the rhinos did on trumped up charges to George Santos and removed for cause. Schiff, mortgage fraud, should be removed for cause from Congress, from the Senate, right? We're waiting. You rhinos don't do anything about the fascocrats, the commie fasci socis who have broken laws, but no, you got to trump the stuff up. And Santos is a liar, right? Beforeitsnews.com, thelibertybeacon.com, I wrote a piece, George Santos for President 2024. I did a parody piece, right? Your liar, Biden, against our liar, Santos. Which is the better liar? Let's see who can win that, right? That was a sort of tongue-in-cheek, but very serious to the point thing. The left never holds their liars accountable, but if someone on our side does, we do. All right? The Texas redistricting, beforeitsnews.com. Warning, notice, beforeitsnews.com has been notified and they've not fixed it yet. Beforeitsnews.com is an advertisement site. it stays free for you to read my articles on and others on BeTwardsNews.com because there are ads. Well, there is an ad, maybe more, scrolling through occasional ads causing Norton and other antivirus programming to trip because it was trying to pop up a website that Norton doesn't like. Okay, so no, it's not trying to infect your system with malware. So if you get one of these warnings, just close the tab that it's warning you about, go back, re-enter the article. It's perfectly safe. It's not going to harm your system. But this is happening not every time you go to BeTwardsNews.com, only on occasion when that particular ad rolls through the particular piece you're looking to read. So, all right, Texas redistricting, check. JBPriztzer, right? Have you seen the video, him trying to mock Trump? Huffing and puffing because Jumbo Fatsker is on Lakeshore Drive at 6 in the morning or whatever, out with the early joggers walking along the lakefront. Oh, I don't know what Trump's talking about, this being a shithole. No, you're in the safest, most protected area of Chicago, recording your false narrative about, oh, it's perfectly safe. Yeah, with your protection detail in tow with you. Yeah, you're perfectly safe. And not to stereotype all criminals, but guess what? Most of them are still in bed when you're out there doing that. Why? Because normally the criminals engage in the most crime. Not always. Some morning crime happens, but right the afternoon when people are out working, they invade homes when the homes are empty, or in the afternoon or evening in areas out and about in the city because there are more potential victims to be able to target for crime. They can pick and choose a Jumbo Fatsker who, if they grab their watch real quick and run away, guess what, Jumbo? You're not chasing after them, but the average citizen doesn't have a protection detail like you do, who would run after the criminal and tackle them and arrest them because you were a victim of crime. But the average citizen, you don't care about. You don't want Trump sending. Remember Elliot Ness in those days, right? The FBI could flood Chicago like they did during the Capone days and should. We could flood with ICE. Sending the National Guard is trickier. The laws, right, in D.C., I'm glad I did it in this order. Let me cross off JB. D.C., under Home Rule Act, it's not a official city, it's a district. It's not its own state. Like Chicago is in the state of Illinois, the Constitution and state laws as well as local laws more apply. D.C., Trump could more easily send the Guard. He has direct authority and sole authority over the Guard in that district. But BLM, which is going to lead into my next piece, people are out there arguing Black Lives Matter when, and Charlie Kirk mentioned this today, it's up to 12, I think, 12, 1, 2, 12. However, I don't have enough fingers, so I got to show some toes. 12 days without a homicide. Black people are actually being protected. A Black person hasn't died in D.C. in 12 days, but the leftards are out there protesting. It's not Black Lives Matter for you because we're saving Black lives with what we're doing in D.C. You leftards are basically saying Black murders matter. You want a return to the killing fields. You want more Black deaths. Yeah, right? We don't care what you say. what you're doing speaks louder than your words. You want the murders to return, apparently. Right? And Charlie Kirk, I coined decades ago Al Charlatan. Well, thank you, Charlie Kirk. I know that term's now getting around because Charlie Kirk called out Al Sharpton as Al Charlatan. Also, Reverend Jesse Jackass, I call Jackson. So we'll see if Charlie mentions that one next. But Charlie made the good point of how many crimes are committed and arrests made of someone who commits a murder in DC. The average is 11. Right? That's why Giuliani broken windows law works. And we need, Biden undid the three strikes law. We need a new three strikes law with mandatory locked up in prison minimums, right? If you catch the person and put them away for 5 years after the third offense, whatever the offense, petty theft. It doesn't have to be armed burglary or assault where the next crime is likely to escalate to murder. But if you lock them away for 5 years on the third offense, mandatory minimum, they're not there for the other 8 arrests and then the eventual murder. Now, yes, okay, after 5 years, they might be back out and do a murder right away, right thereafter, but logic, reason, common sense people understand what I'm saying here, right? You idiots protesting that crime is now actually down rather than, again, theforgenews.com, also I think on savagedunfiltered.com in the blogs, Jessica Leftard lies again. They're fudging the crime statistic to make it look better. Well, we're not having to fudge the numbers now. Crime is not erased. It's not gone. It's never going to go to zero. Face it, right? Christian show. Humans are given free will. They can do evil if they choose. And some will choose to do evil. So crime isn't likely to go to zero, but it's way down with what we're doing in DC, and we could help Chicago. Detroit's not horrible. Despite it being liberal controlled for like 70 years in a row now, we've had good police chiefs. So crime isn't horrible in Detroit, but it's here. We could use help too. LA really needs it. Baltimore really needs it, right? Boston really needs it. All these liberal left, it doesn't matter if it's a red state. Look at Houston, Texas, red state, Houston, liberal run. It's not anything to do with the red state. It's local politics, stupid, right? It's county level politics that matter. It's like the welfare thing. Oh, the most welfare is in red states. No, they're in blue counties. In red states, there's a lot of welfare handed out by the local county and city governments, not the red state. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. And of course, the left always lies. Before Jessica Leftard lies again. They're fudging the crime stat numbers to try and make it look better. But crime is rampant in blue enclaves. All right? What? 3 strikes law, yeah. 11, yeah. Broken windows, BET. What Charlie Kirk mentioned Al Charlatan about, right? Trump should be getting a BET award. He should be getting an NAACP award. He's saving Black lives, and yet of awfuls, as on the Gutfeld show they call them, right? Affluent, white, female leftards are out protesting. Black people are actually living more lives. More Black lives are actually saved right now under the Trump administration. And of course, affluent white female actual racists. They want to call us racist for saving Black lives. Oh, when are you independents going to wake up? Stop being useful idiots for the left. They lie. They always lie. Stop listening to what they say. Look at what their policy does. Fails. Every time we got more crime, we got more homelessness, we got more poor because they pretend to care about the poor, but policies they enact hurt the poor the most. The Trump tax cuts, of course, are removing more poor people and lower middle class people from the federal tax rolls entirely, which is helping them because they have more of their own money, staying in their own pockets because of the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Now, I'm on disability. Where's my tax cut? I need a property tax cut. I need a Michigan sales tax cut. I'm not seeing any help from the Trump tax cuts, but I support them because it's not just about me, unlike these leftist morons, elitists. Only what do they get out of it? And it's only always ever about power and control that they want. Oh, before it's news, tinyurl.com/JLD articles, right? tinyurl.com/JLD articles will get you to my Before It's News page. tinyurl.com/JLD on Substack or /JLD on TLB will get you to my the Liberty Beacon pieces. SavageUnfiltered.com, you got to go there directly and go into the blogs to see my and Michael's pieces. But we're saving more Black lives. We're helping more Black people than the left has ever done in my entire lifetime of 63 years. They talk about caring about the poor, but yet their policy, the electricity policies, right? The climatardism, idiocy, green new scam raises the cost of electricity and heating in homes. Who does that affect the most? The poor, who can already least afford their electricity and their heat. And more people die of cold in the winter than heat in the summer. Independence. Stop being useful idiots. Look at what people do, not what they say. All right, BET, blah, 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 video exclusive 9. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but that's what I had my notes on, and I'm already going long. So thank you all. Take care. God bless. Again, Monday, August 25th. Look later. Jose Nino. We talk politics, the behind-the-scenes sneak peek video for what will drop on Thursday, the 28th, at 25 plus audio platform wide Constitutionalist podcast. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Having trouble. Oh, and hey, yes, please remember, please pick up the Book of Kennedy, Joseph M. Leonard. And no, that's not Sydney Sweeney. See the video exclusives for a 3-minute video on that. No, this is AI generated, and this actually isn't the cover of the book. I made this prior to the book actually releasing, and actually this plain yellow with just lettering on it, the Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem, is what the Kindle at Amazon cover looks like. This mostly green, so it's not showing. There I got it to show the Book of Kennedy with a different AI image of the same Kennedy on the cover. The Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem is what the soft cover looks like, and this different colorization of the hardcover. Can you hear me knocking on the hardcover with that other image of Kennedy? And I frankly don't know what the Amazon Audible, what image they show for the Amazon Audible audio version, but yes, one of my CTP books, Constitutionalist Politics, is available through Google Play. But so my first fictional book, audiobook, since Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You, would have been required like 3 different voices to do audio. It would have been too difficult the way it was written. Would have needed a narrator and a couple characters, so I didn't do audio for that. But yes, the Book of Kennedy, Joseph M. Leonard, Amazon Audible audio version is available. Please check those out, or josephmleonard.us/shop. josephmleonard.us/shop. That'll actually take you to the terrorstrikes.info book website shop. So either one, terrorstrikes.info/shop or josephmleonard.us/shop. Get autographed copies direct from me there. Free shipping in the U.S. I'm sorry, can't send autographed copies outside the continental U.S. Because of cost of shipping. It's too much. Sorry, those who have to get through Amazon or Booktopia or Barnes & Noble or whatever. Local bookshops, please check if they will order a book from me through them, for you support your local mom and pop shops. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Thank you for having tuned in for Constitutionalist Politics Show. If you haven't already, please check out my primary internationally available book, Terror Strikes, Coming Soon to a City Near You. Available anywhere books are sold. If you have locally run bookstores still near you, they can order it for you. And let me remind, over time, the fancy high production items will come. But for now, for starters, it's just you as a very appreciated listener by me. All substance, no fluff, just straight to key discussion points. A show that looks at a variety of topics, mostly politics, through a Christian U.S. constitutionalist lens. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care. God bless. Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help.